Warning. The following content may be triggering for others. Your discretion is advised. This podcast is intended for mature audiences only. If you are triggered by anything at all, I would avoid this podcast. Thank you. Have a nice day. Welcome to the RKiCPodcast with
Rin.
Cable.
And I'm Chris. Our goal here is to inform you on issues going on with the world, stick it to the mass media, lying politicians, and woke culture, try to help others improve their lives, and of course, whatever we want. Usually includes games, anime, comics, things like that. We're nerds, so deal with it. Check us out on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify for now. Without further ado, let's get into the shit. Okay. Welcome!
Before, Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I tried to find a Santa hat. I wasn't able to.
I found a Santa hat with tinfoil. So we got that.
You did what I wanted to do. Okay, anyway.
See, I had one, and it got hooched.
That's a sad story.
The famous hoochening.
Correction. I made one out of, legit out of tinfoil. And then, when the glue and shit was curing, Hooch decided to have one of his I need to go fast moments, and which, dogs get zoomies, I get, but when your dog weighs as much as people and can't turn on hardwood floors and takes out the table that your project was sitting on, yeah.
Yeah, that's a pit bull for you.
I can't say it wasn't funny, because as soon as it, fell on him, the way he reacted was like he just got jumped on by a face hugger from Alien.
Nice.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
That's really adorable.
Do we got a show for you?
Bro, December has been a fucking hoot, okay?
December
in all the wrong ways.
December has been great. Oh my god. It's been bad and great in just all the right ways. Christmas came early when Elon Musk decided to unban Alex Jones from the platform, and might I say,
okay,
that's one hell. What was that?
I'm just saying, yeah.
It was one hell of a Christmas present that I am all happy to see. Not many people are happy though.
No, they're not.
Man, before I even read that that was official, my tinnitus was going ham.
Bro.
All the day, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I'm like, oh, that's probably what's going on. It's just the meltdowns people are having because Alex Jones is back.
And rightfully so.
And I'm like, oh my god. So, it's just one of these that people are freaking out because they learned free speech means free speech, not free speech that you happen to like and agree with.
Yep. Exactly. Oh.
I mean, I support free speech, but just, I do say everyone needs to be aware that there are consequences. I support your right to walk up to my face and call me an asshole. I'm also letting you know now that's not going to end very well for you, but...
No, the thing people need to...
physically, I'm not going to touch you unless you try to throw hands. Then that hand is mine. Meaning, I'm going to verbally eviscerate you so bad, you're never going to leave your house again.
Yeah, sounds about right. So,
because it's like if you're going to call me an asshole, address me by my proper title, which is Mr. or Sir Asshole.
I prefer King Asshole, but anyway.
I mean, if we're going that route, I prefer the King Hemorrhoid because I irritate assholes.
I prefer going for.
And it makes people uncomfortable to say.
I prefer going for the diarrhea hemorrhoid because that's what because I'm Mexican. That's just it. It's just because I'm Mexican.
Really? Wow. Okay. I mean, okay.
Oh my god, man!
I'm not worried about it. Hey, you know what? He ragged on himself. I rag on myself all the time.
I just. Oh my god! I was sitting there, I'm like, I'm about to have fucking PTS from. So I tried this new restaurant, and oh my god, it about killed me.
Oh boy, was it Mexican? Of course, it was Mexican.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I love Mexican food. To be fair, it's not my favorite. It's definitely number 3.
Oh,
I mean,
I take
it's
offense to
it's
that.
it's number 2 on my list, but that's
Yeah.
only
I
because
take
Well,
offense
I
to that
do
too.
that's only because I do a lot of number 2 afterwards.
all
But
right. Well, I mean, number
um,
one
It's
is
a
like Japanese.
sacrifice.
it
Number one's
is.
Japanese food for me, and number two, I love
Sweet.
Indian food, man. Oh my god, like
7-Eleven
I'm
doesn't
warning you
count.
now. I'm warning you now. You ever go get Indian curry and then you get that mint green colored shit, that shit's going to burn the asshole of your ancestors.
Okay, I
And
agree.
your children.
I think Indian
But
food is also really good because I love curry. But you have to admit, my 7-Eleven joke was comedy gold.
it was. I now so the whole thing with Elon Musk. You said earlier, be talking about Elon Musk. What exactly are you? I mean, is it just the fact that he unbanned Alex Jones, or is it also?
So I have to bring it. I have to bring it a little back from the very beginning. Let's sit down by the fireplace and let me tell you a Christmas tale as old as time. Elon Musk, I am neutral with because on one hand, he is an asshole, and I don't think that should go away. And I don't hate him because Rich, you know that one meme of the black dude who's got a suit and tie, and it says, "You do this because of this reason. I do this because of this reason. We're not the same." It is me with Elon Musk. You hate him because he's white and rich. I hate him because he tried to cover up sexual harassment and misconduct at SpaceX by hiding it and bribing the woman with $250,000. That's what it was, $250,000.
Now, now the question is that an allegation or
No, it
is
was
it
confirmed.
there?
It was 100% confirmed because it was approved by SpaceX. Like this is 100% confirmed. It was not an allegation. It's 100% confirmed. And on top of that, he wants
Okay.
other women to have his show. Like he has like 11 kids by now. It's because he was telling other women to have his children and do surrogacy. But it was almost like a little bit. I don't want to say forced because I don't want to say obviously the big R word that ends with an E, or I don't want to
Just
say
SA. Just use
or I don't
SA.
want to say SA, but he was very heavily pushing it on these women. So I can't sit here and say that Elon Musk is rocket Jesus, end all be on. He's the big daddy of free speech and all this. No, even he has his issues with his platform as well. But I
Thanks
cannot
for
deny
appreciating it.
but I cannot deny that him firing half of Twitter staff because they were useless, the community notes being a great thing for X, and even on top of that, unbanning Alex Jones simply because he didn't deserve to be banned to begin with, and reinstating Donald Trump's account. I think that's great. I think those are all good things and good changes, and where I understand that I can't say he's he's a plus negative for this world, but he wasn't a positive either. He's very much neutral in my opinion, and he has his issues, but he also has done some good things. But I cannot overlook the essay.
I disagree. Only because where are we getting the information about him forcing women to have his children? That's the only
Okay,
thing.
no, that one,
Now,
no, there was no. That's why I said there's no. I'm not saying
then
it's all
if it's rumor and innuendo, then here's what I do with it. I ball it up, I throw it in the garbage, and I let it on fire, and I forget
but
about
Yeah,
it.
the but
Now,
the essay cover up that was 100% legit. That one ended up being legit.
so with that there's are you
you
talking
mean the
about the
sexual
surrogate?
harassment cover up?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
that's different.
Okay.
that's the real one.
That's still very different. Okay, like
Yeah.
in this day and age, it doesn't take much to get sexual harassment. You can literally walk up to a woman and say, "Hey," with a look in your eyes that says, I'm looking for fun," and that can be considered sexual harassment. And don't look. I look at him as a positive. He stood up for free speech. You can bring up all the rumor and innuendo you want. I don't care. Like he fixed free speech to the point where like now people are not afraid to come forward with stories, some of which I'll actually bring up later. But the fact of the matter is, I call him a net positive. So
Now,
I mean,
the thing is,
with the whole surrogacy thing, if it's an agreed on thing between parties, I have no problem with it. You know what I mean? But like, if it's one of those like, do this or you're gonna get fired, then that's where I have a problem with it.
And I don't think that happened because if it did, especially if it happened to multiple employees,
it would
you gotta
be
think, Rin, it would have been a story that broke right now.
Yeah, because
that's the thing is that
like, look at the allegations that were made against Russell Brand, too. Like, you know,
Perfect
like
example.
Yeah, it's a perfect example. It's one of those like it's like okay, so multiple people can come out with the same story, but unless it has been verified, like something like that by like a court, then it's all alleged because
like
until it's been through like actual like legal screening, because there's been multiple cases to where like 20 people came forward and claimed, you know, like SA or SH, and person gets, you know, fucking nailed with it, and then it turns out that they all lied. It happens every day.
And with someone that rich
like
and someone who's that high profile and is doing all these things that the political left does not like, I mean, and he's been this way since the beginning of launching, since he took over Tesla. So
Like, I'm not saying I don't believe anything happened, but what I'm saying is it's one of those like
pick your
timing.
battles.
It's like timing, and it's like, all right, well, if that's the case, take it to court.
Not even just that. Not even just the timing. Just pick your battles.
Like I said, all that stuff happened like a while back, so the timing wasn't really weird for me. The Russell Brand is a different situation where the timing is a little weird because he only just started speaking politically when the story broke, and it's still not confirmed. And even the surrogacy stuff, that's still also not confirmed. But what was confirmed was that, and that's why I said, me personally, with my morals, I can't overlook that. I just can't. I think anyone who gets assaulted or harassed at a workplace, even so much as like, yeah, if he grabbed your ass, that's still like not okay. Right. I think it's wrong.
Who's to say that that's what happened though? None of us were in the room.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I was just saying to grab your ass as an example. But my point is that like I can't agree with him 100%, but I have to say that the freedom of speech is just so important because Alex Jones coming back to the platform is such a huge momentous thing because I don't think he should have ever been blocked out to begin with. And here's my other issue is that just with like, you know, Trump and Alex being banned, the fact that Twitter can just block anyone or used to be able to just ban anyone that doesn't agree with them politically. Yet on the flip side, Twitter is the biggest platform that is used for any sort of governmental input or any sort of governmental data. Like if they need to relay a message to the public, they go through social media, and it's not fair it's not fair to ban people. If you're gonna be doing that as the government, you should not be banning people. Period. Then, because how is anyone gonna know this stuff?
Well, we've been we've been screaming about this since Trump and Alex Jones got banned and that's kind of like beating a dead horse at this point. But
well, I mean that just goes into the sorry, my brother used my computer and like kind of messed with my microphone and shit because the place is bugging me. Cool. But no, I mean that's all like it all came out with, you know, with the Twitter files.
Yep.
How three-letter agencies were literally telling Twitter, "Hey, take this person off your shit because they're speaking against the narrative."
Right.
And it's not speculation. There's fucking receipts from it. There's the actual emails have been published.
Yeah. Again, that's the Twitter file thing that we already knew that, and I've always known that, and I'm just happy to see that something done by Elon Musk was done about it. And I'm still happy to see Alex Jones because he should have been fined or anything to begin with. Again, even I sympathize with the family and the victims of the Sandy Hook school shooting because they are absolutely have every right to be upset and angry at Alex Jones. But that does not mean you can just ban him. Again, and I hate the argument of well, he was inciting violence. He was not inciting violence. Just because people did stuff under his name does not mean it's Alex Jones' fault. We still need to put responsibility in the people that commit these violent crimes and actions and harassment.
Well, there was video of Owen Schroyer and Alex Jones telling people, "Hey, no, we need to stop doing this." There's video of it. So
again, he was not inciting violence. He does not incite violence.
But I mean, the same thing can be said too about January 6th.
Well, that's what we were talking about. That's January 6th.
No,
When he was inciting.
Yeah.
They were saying that he was inciting violence, and there's video of him and Oren Schroyer both. In spite of the fact that Oren Schroyer had to go to prison for it, recently just got out.
Well, what I'm getting at is the fact that the entire narrative around January 6th, with the release of all the video, exploded. It was definitely,
and people are still trying to defend it. People are still trying to
Right.
I mean, you look at Ramaswamy, and he's like, "Look at all the video that's out there." It's like, you can't cherry pick. It's like, I'm not cherry picking. It's all out there. The government cherry picked it.
How do you cherry pick something? Yeah, exactly. How do you cherry pick when it's out there?
There's 12 hours of footage, and you want to know how much got released thanks to the media, mass media? 2 hours of some of the of carefully picked shots. And now that it's all out there, and then people are still trying to Ramaswamy. I just saw a clip of Ramaswamy. He was on I can't remember what show he was on, but the newscaster lady just kept asking Mr. Ramaswamy, you can't, every time he was just starting to say things that made sense and there was a point behind him. She's just like, Mr. Ramaswamy, Mr. Ramaswamy, I can't let you mislead the audience. Like, bitch, you're the one fucking misleading people,
man. I got to tell this story. This happened this past week. I was talking to somebody about, and then we were talking about how the tapes got released. And they're a vote blue, no matter who, never Trump kind of person.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we clash on shit, which is why I tell them, don't bring this shit up with me, because you're not going to like my opinions.
He's going to lose.
And they start talking about that. I'm like, well, when I believe it was Tennessee, where they were literally in the middle of a session, and they 3 members of that.
The Tennessee 3 incident.
What do you call it? Yeah, the Tennessee 3.
Tennessee
I'm like,
3.
if you call January 6th an insurrection, but you don't call that an insurrection by the same definition, you're wrong. Because it's and you look at it, the defendants, the people that have been sent to jail for January 6th, were not charged with insurrectionism.
No, if you look at the charges, it was inciting of
public
violence.
Discourse.
Public discourse and inciting violence.
Misdemeanor charges.
But they found a way to get Owen Schroyer a few months in prison for it.
Right. And my main thing is this, to where, again, from the beginning, this is why I called bullshit. From the very beginning. And it's one of those okay, to where if it's an actual charge of insurrection, you can charge them with that, and if you can prove it, you put them in jail. But they can't fucking prove it.
No, it's not even just jail. It's not even just jail. If they are legitimately guilty of insurrection, an actual insurrection, a actual formal insurrection is technically an act of high treason. High treason in every state, even no death penalty states, is punishable by the death penalty. Period.
And see, the main thing, the main point I'm trying to get across here is, if you can convict somebody, if you try to say, oh, they're committing an insurrection, okay, cool, show your evidence. Well, I can't. Then you can't charge them with being an insurrectionist. And I'm like, so here's the thing.
Here's the thing. It's not about charging them, though. It's not about charging them in official court with
swaying public opinion. I'm aware of that. But the thing is, and it's the same argument I try to tell anyone who comes at me with that, and I explain it to them like this, that, I'm like, it's one of those, if it looks like a duck quacks like a duck, it's a goose. Because it's if it was really an insurrection, and they had we have him on video, whatever, they can convict him of public discourse, but they cannot convict him of insurrection because they have to prove an insurrection took place, and they can't do that.
Nope. Because it didn't.
You know what I mean? And it's setting a very, and I'm I'm waiting for the pendulum to swing the other way, because the thing is, a lot of and I'm not shitting on every Democrat, but these far leftists,
well,
are setting a very dangerous precedent that I can't wait for it to fly back in the other direction. The same thing with the extremist on the right.
Yep.
Like it's one of those like it doesn't matter like right or it's one of those like not every Republican is an extremist.
I
Not
just
every
can't wait
Democrat,
for.
is extreme woke. Like it's not like that. But the thing is that how this whole culture war has been spurred out to where if you're conservative, you're
They,
automatically linked in with the extremists. Same thing if you're a Democrat, you're looped in with all the wokeism, and
no,
it's not the case. It's not
no,
the case.
no. Here. Okay, I need to correct you. It's no longer just being a conservative that lumps you in with like right wing extremists and insurrectionists. It's literally anybody that has any dissenting opinion. You are now lumped in. You are no longer on the left. You are no longer in the in crowd that the left wants to protect. You are now the ones that the left wants to destroy. They have moved so far left that people that aren't far enough left are considered on the right. That is the shift that we have. That is the shift that we are at. So,
right.
Republicans are kind of starting to see it too. They are, because it really is, except for the far right extremists. But that's a different story.
I did get a kick out of the new label that's being thrown around. Because I remember I messaged you guys briefly about it. Where MSNBC is now, if you question anything the administration's doing, they're calling you a Confederate now.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, they went that far. They went that far.
Holy shit! That is.
I mean, it's all part of the culture now. I mean, dude, the fact that Hollywood made a movie, recently, where it's like the Association for Magical Negroes, where it's basically like black supremacist Harry Potter. I mean, this.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
The thing is, apparently that's supposed to be satire, but I don't know for sure. And if it is satire, it's very shitty satire.
If it's satire,
the worst part is I can't tell, and I think that's a problem. But I think that's just I don't know.
That's another one. Hollyweird doesn't care about that, but yet they lose their fucking shit over lady ballers.
Yep.
Which I still haven't seen yet, by the way. But...
I have Daily Wire Plus now because I wanted to see that movie. It's a great movie. But
I'm like, man, it's one of those like, again, it's like when I used to refer to it always as like, my team good, your team bad. Like, it's one of those like, we are slowly, and it's not even just this country. It's all over the world. We are getting closer to that dagger's tip of point of no return with how far society is falling. Because the thing that is that we all of us are guilty of this. We all keep buying into that the powers that be actually give a flying fuck about us. But yet actions speak louder than the words, and very few, if any of them, have actually proven that they have our best interests in mind. Nope. And it's like all, and like, because if they like one of the scariest quotes, I've said this on here before, is I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Dude, I mean, if you want to believe that the federal government actually cares about you, I mean, dude, the fact that Delta is literally just flying immigrants all over. I mean, federal contractors caught on camera moving minors through Valley International Airport. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at what the government is literally doing. They are literally bringing people. And the thing is they're not even just like, it's no longer just a problem of illegal immigration is a problem. We got to stop these immigrants from coming in. No, we have to stop these federal contractors from bringing them in by the fucking truckload, because that's exactly what the fuck they're doing.
And look at the cities. Look at the sanctuary cities where
they're falling apart.
Yeah, they're all falling apart. The people are fucking pissed. And what are their officials doing? Boo-hoo, whining and crying and saying, "Oh, we need more help." And Greg Abbott is the devil.
The fact that I have seen a video, and this is
sorry. Today was leg day, and my legs are killing me.
That's fine. And you and I have both lived in Chicago. Okay? We both lived in and around the area. Okay? The fact that you have black people in Chicago who are so pissed off by the migrant problem that they're going on video and saying, Trump, get out of here and fix this shit. Like,
right. And man, like, and it was funny because I remember going to Chicago for I can't remember what the event was, but there was some event going on. I think it was like somebody was playing at the House of Blues I wanted to go see. I can't remember. But I remember I was there and there was a huge group of people walking through the streets protesting Trump Pence out now. And I'm like, and then I went through there, when was it? 2 years ago? The same major strip. And honestly, dude, it looked like Skid Row. Not the band, Skid Row down in California. Like it was just destroyed. And I'm like, and it's only been like 4 or 5 years since that happened.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
I literally would drive to Portland every day because I was trying to get back in shape to be a boxer. And every time. I wasn't even in downtown Portland. Like, you could see along the highway. You don't even have to get into the city. Just along the fucking highway. Little tent cities and fucking... I literally drove by one that was on fire on my way to the gym.
Yeah, I've...
Bro, fucking...
I mean, hell, man, with this time of year, I wouldn't be surprised them setting shit on fire to fucking stay warm.
Well, that was, again, last year, but we'll actually...
But, man, dude, there's a couple of suburbs of Chicago where the statistics have been released. You had 1 in 10. You have a 1 in 10 chance of getting your car fucking stolen in this whole thing because the car thefts are out of control. And, you know, it's one of those, like, this is why one of those, like, soft on crime... You know what I mean? Actually deal with the criminal element. Now, here's the thing. How do you do that? You can't just throw fucking money at it like a lot of these, you know, in my opinion, fucking morons think. What you need to do is you need to actually, is to build up your police force. And, you know, it's almost like if you don't have enough police, they can't do their job.
No.
You know what I mean? And the thing is, it's like everyone wants to, you know, I've seen it. I have seen it in real time. People chanting, yo, defund the police. Then when they're the first people to call the police.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So here's the thing. Yeah, are there bad cops? Yes.
Yeah, but
the thing is you can't lump all of them in. But see, here's the thing. It's like you either can have a police department or you don't. Now, see, if you cry for, you don't want the police? Cool. Don't call them when shit happens.
I mean, they're gonna.
You know, but, like, what I'm getting at is, like, you know, there's rampant videos of, you know, people who clearly can't do the job of being a police officer. I'm talking they cannot, I know for a fact, you can tell by looking at them, they can't pass it. They can't pass a physical.
Well, there's the video of like 4 female cops like trying to seduce.
I wasn't talking about that one, dude. There's a video of a police officer. I can't remember what town it was from. I will find the video and send it to you all so you have some context. This man, okay, physically could not get out of his car. And I'm sitting there like, there's no way you can pass the physical. And see, here's the thing. Like, I was preaching about this when I was still in the Army. It's like, cool. You want to serve in the military? Cool. Here's the thing. Don't lower the standard. Because the standard is a standard for a fucking reason. Well, you know what I mean?
Before we trail off too far, because I do want to bring that up because at some point I'm going to end up talking about World War III and Civil War. But
I'll circle back to that.
But the main issue is the fact that these people, these contractors, are doing this. They're bringing these people in all over the place, and the thing is they keep saying like, "Oh, I'm just doing my job." I remember I watched, it was a few days ago. It was a Tim Pool not a few days ago. It was like a week ago. And it was the Tim Pool cast. you haven't watched, if you don't watch Tim Pool, I would recommend Tim Pool, but
I do. I haven't in a while because, dude, shit's been crazy.
Like I said, I just, if Owen Schroyer said himself that literally he had guards that were coming in that were like, man, I like what you do, you know, I know you are, but like, man, I'm just doing my job. And that's the problem that we have here. There are too many people either A, doing this because they know what they're doing and they're, you know, promised a piece of whatever for it. And then there's the people that they're doing it, they know what they're doing, and they're only doing it because they need a job and they need to feed their family. And to that extent, I say, yes, you do. You need to feed your family. I get it. Like, I don't have kids, but I understand the concept of you need to feed your family. Standing with the devil to feed your family, just because you're trying to feed your family and you need to feed your family, doesn't change the fact that you're standing with the devil. It doesn't. No matter what the situation is. It doesn't even have to be like helping illegal immigrants or, you know, arresting people that don't deserve to be arrested or anything like that. You can just be a normal job and just be working for someone who's just really crummy, you know, employer. And you just stay quiet. Why? Because you need a job. You need to feed your family. Okay, well, guess what? If you're standing with the devil to feed your family, don't be surprised when there's nothing left for your children later. You know what I mean? Like that is the one thing that I think people need to start opening their eyes to. And they're not.
Right.
Across the board, they're not. I mean, that's the reason why we have unlawful orders, the such thing as, you know, lawful and unlawful orders in the military. Because you are responsible for any UMCJ or UCMJ. Sorry, you are liable under UCMJ for every unlawful order you follow.
Yep.
But for every unlawful order you don't follow, guess what you're not subject to? UCMJ action. There's a reason for that. It's so that we don't have a repeat of what happens, like with the Nazis, like with, you know, Japan in the 1930s, with just everybody that was doing horrible shit during World War II and even beyond. So just that's the point I want to drive home is this is what happens.
I'm not letting people use my shit anymore because they fuck everything up. Sorry.
Well, of course they do. But this is what happens when good people sit back and do nothing. And now when I say do nothing, I mean not only are they tuning out the world around from outside their front door, but they're not even having conversations about it with their friends online. Like they want to just avoid the subject. I know people that are just like, man, I just don't want to talk about this. So many people.
Either want to avoid, like, basically put the head in the sand and avoid the subject altogether, or take any anything that is being said that directly goes against what they believe as a personal attack, and then like shutting them out. Like, it's one of those, like, it's happening. Like, the thing is, people are starting to see through the bullshit. And, you know, and I'm like, I only hope that, you know, we gain enough traction to be able to prevent a colossal, you know, catastrophe before it's too late.
Well, to circle around to, like, Elon Musk, what Rudy was talking about, the reason why I hold Elon Musk in such high regard and hold him as such a net positive, regardless of what anything is going on around him, he turned Twitter back into a place of integrity, and now there are stories coming out that, again, no one would be courageous enough to come out with these stories and expose these people. I mean, people going to, like, James O'Keefe and Ashley St. Clair and saying, look, I work for such and such company. This is what they're doing. It's evil. You need to look at it. People are getting more and more brazen with talking to those people because of the fact that they understand. Just because I side with just because I'm feeding my family doesn't change the fact that I'm siding with the devil to do it. I need to do something different.
And it's funny when you're seeing like more and more of these stories coming out, the fucking news media are shitting their pants.
Oh yeah.
Because I think a lot of them are starting to realize that their credibility is gone. You know, I mean, you can only call people, whatever ists for so long, before shit goes to hell.
So I mean that's my take with Elon Musk and the whole thing with that. I mean, like I said, this is.
Are you sure you didn't just hijack my thing and move on to yours a little?
No,
I'm kidding.
I mean,
I'm
like
kidding,
look
by
at
the way. I was a joke.
look at the stance that Elon took with the advertisers. Like, stop doing what you're doing, or else we'll pull our advertising. He basically said, "Go fuck yourself."
Like, okay, cool, go ahead, go fuck yourself.
The thing is that he's only making quite a bit of money because there's people that are using the blue check mark and all that, which I do have to say has some advantages to it. I'm not a fan of the idea of paying for Twitter, but admittedly, if you're someone who's trying to become a creator or an artist or something in that regard where you're trying to get, as the kids say, online clout, I can't deny that Twitter Blue does help in that regard because I have seen a boost in my follower count and everything. But at the same time, and it is helping him financially, so he doesn't need to rely on the advertisers.
Yeah, I mean, I need to.
And that is the thing. That is the thing I also agree with because I'm tired of living in a world where we have to be held hostage by advertisers, where we have to do something or else they'll pull out, or this pull out. We have to revolve our lives around what other people think, and the fact is that you can lose an advertiser because of your politics, or you can lose so and so because whatever reason it may be. It's just stupid. And the worst part is this all started with like fucking YouTubers. Of course, it's always stupid fucking YouTubers going for each other's advertisements. Where now people were thrusted the idea of just, hey, we don't like someone. At Coca-Cola on Twitter. Did you know this person is saying the N-word? Did you know this person is a Republican? And then Coca-Cola will be like, alright, drop him. We just dropped him. And they don't care. They'll throw you under the bus any single day. Any company will throw you under the bus any single day to save their own asses. And they don't care about you.
Yep. I mean, dude, a NASCAR driver. I can't remember who the fuck his name was.
I know
a NASCAR driver. It's not Noah Gragson. That different guy. A NASCAR driver literally lost his sponsorship just because his dad said the N-word back in the 80s. That's where we're at right now.
And I remember that. I remember hearing that story, and it was just so stupid because newsflash, people don't like. Let's not be retarded here. Newsflash, everyone in the 80s, even as far as the 2000s, were saying the N-word. Your favorite content creator, yeah, they were saying the N-word, and I bet if they said it with the hard R too. You know what? It's not a shock or surprise anymore. Everyone used to say it. Do we need to keep saying it? No, I don't think we need to keep saying it in order to prove a point or to use in our vocabulary, but that doesn't take away from the fact that people have said it, and you shouldn't lose your entire livelihood because you said it on accident. If you're being an actual, not Twitter's version of a racist, of a 100% actual racist, where you're calling N-word this and B-word that and C-word this, then yeah, I could totally get why you're someone who no one wants to be around. But if you said it like PewDiePie said it in that famous clip in the bridge, that he should not have lost everything and been talked down on by everyone around him. Like, I will never forget when that happened. And all these fucking YouTubers like, well, we don't really associate with him that much anymore. Throwing their actual, what supposedly his friend, under the bus. And that's so stupid.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that's the kind of culture that we create, that the left created. A culture where, oh, okay, I don't want to lose what I have, so I'm just gonna throw someone under the bus. Like, fucking
not just throw under someone under the bus. Like, go against your own morals. Like, I cannot fathom that the left is so anti-capitalist unless the capitalism agrees with them. It doesn't make sense. It will always remind me that. Like, you're anti-capitalist, and yet you're going to every capitalist, hey, do they agree with your beliefs. I'm not going to use your product if you don't get rid of them.
Bro, the left is literally anti everything that doesn't benefit them.
But it doesn't make sense because they're still supporting them. Like, they hate cops, they're anti-authoritarianism, and yet they want more government-regulated everything. It's like, this doesn't make sense. You want to get rid of the police force, but you're okay with the FBI? They're the ones that should be your primary target, not the little cop that gave you a speeding ticket.
Look at how many of them that are of the anti-gun, anti-Second Amendment people out there that have armed security guards.
Oh my gosh! Don't even get me started on that. That's a bunch of freaking rich ass people.
But no, it's different smell of shit, same stick.
Yep, exactly.
And it's one of those like, and it's funny because you ever want to make them lose their shit? Call them out on it. They will lose their fucking shit, man.
It's kind of fucked up. Like, you see the cultural left, and especially with Democrats, because especially a lot of modern Democrats. I want to point something out to you. You ever notice how many statues and monuments that they've been removing? Especially ones tied to the Civil War? You wonder why they're going through and doing that? Maybe it's because they were on the losing side in the last Civil War. That's probably why. They were the ones that wanted to keep slaves, and they lost. And now that they're in power and they've got everybody supposedly on their side, they're just calling all these, Civil War monuments racist and all these other, different monuments racist, and they're removing them, rewriting history.
Yeah, let's not forget, Democrats were a part of the slave movement. Holy shit. I always forget that fact that they were they were part of it. They wanted to keep that black person working for all of eternity. And we wanted to free them.
I'm going to correct you. They weren't a part of it. They were it.
I mean, but yet that's the history they're trying to erase.
It's so retarded because it's just like, why do you think me as leaning more towards right and conservative, why do you think I want to take away your rights? I want to give you more rights. If anything, if I can will it to existence, if you wanted to own a tank, go own a tank. I want you to have more freedom to do what you want within your means. If you wanted to go away in a forest, live very, very nature, like very, very green, not using all this carbon dioxide, not spreading that shit into the air, and you want to just have the means to defend yourself and call yourself whatever you want, as in like a furry shit or whatever, or a transgender or whatever, I want you to be able to do that. I want you to live out, you be able to go out into a forest, build your own society into a little closed gated area, and live your life the way you want to without me telling you what you can't do. But the fact that you can't do that, and the fact that you are rooting for what is essentially fully on authoritarianism. Oh my gosh, words are hard.
Hey, it's hard. We got you.
If you want to call yourself a dragon fairy princess, go for it. I'm not stopping you, but you can't just reform and
cool, go do it. Me too.
You can't. I'm not trying to stop you from doing it. I just don't. You just can't change and reform society to your belief. That's the simple case. And don't even get me started with the gay sex that just happened in the Senate. It happened twice. It happened twice.
I was waiting to see who was gonna bring that one up.
I was like, bro, yeah, go for it, please. Let's get into this.
And the left, the tried and true left, are saying they're trying to stop their love. Oh my god. I'm not stopping your love, but don't do it in a public fucking area where my taxpaying dollars, the taxpaying dollars are not to go for cleaning your semen off the desk. That's not what it's supposed to go for.
When we're arresting journalists for literally no reason, just for being in or around the Capitol on January 6th, not even just for being in or around the Capitol, but just for saying words on social media about it, praising it.
Right.
But it's perfectly okay for state representatives to just Spread cheeks on the fucking hearing room floor. Let's just fucking go for it. Like,
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if you want to clap your homie's cheeks. If you want to clap your man's cheeks, you can do it.
There's
but
plenty
go
of
to a
hotel
bedroom.
rooms. There's plenty of hotel rooms in the Capitol. Go fuck your boyfriend there. God.
Isn't that what is that called? Exhibitionism? Like doing it on the public thing. But okay, listen, this isn't like you. I mean, I was listening.
Here's the deal.
But my fucking brain decided to go on a little adventure. Like, what the hell is? There's a term for that. What is it called?
It's only exhibitionism if there are witnesses to see it and put you in prison for public indecency, or put you. I'm sorry.
But wait, this is still technically public indecency because it's a public area. It's like
that doesn't matter. There has to be public nudity and public indecency, whatever the hell whatever that crime is.
I wrote a new joke.
It does not exist as a crime if there's no one to actually visibly witness said nudity in the vicinity. If there's no one witnessing it, then there is no crime technically.
My Google is not. Go ahead.
You'll get a kick out of this. I wrote a new joke after hearing about when this happened the second time. I'm like, I have to talk about this next time I do stand up. And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, this just shows where the government's priority. My joke goes, this is where the shows where our government's priorities are. They can't even agree on spending, but yet they're clapping cheeks in the Senate floor. Like we see where their priorities are. And so far, the joke is killed. Like it's been great.
Like my whole thing is. Go for it, Kate. Go for it.
Rin. My Google is questioning right now because I literally just said, I just asked it, is it illegal to be naked in a public park even if no one's around?
Yes.
I mean, technically, yes, but if there's no one around to see it and no cop is there in the moment to arrest anyone for it or book anyone for it, like you could take a video of yourself walking naked through a park in the middle of the night. No one's there. You don't get caught. No officers come in and arrest you. Guess what? It's not a crime.
I just Googled it, and the first thing it tells me is, quote, nudity is not protected under federal law, except to the extent that it might be protected under the First Amendment right to freedom of expression. So wait a second.
All right, hold up. Hard stop.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
Hard stop.
That's where we're at.
Stop. All right. No. Now I'm going to say something on this. This is one of those whole, if a tree falls in the woods and nothing's around to hear it, does it make a fucking sound? Well, science says yes. All right. So what you're telling me is, as long as there's nobody outside, you could run around in a public park butt-ass naked.
Yes.
Freedom of expression, baby.
Well, it's not so much that it's legal. It's okay. So there's a difference between like something. You and I smoke weed. Okay, let's say in Washington it's legal,
way to put us on the spot like that.
Well, I mean, okay, fine. I'll do this myself then. I smoke weed. I live in Washington.
He allegedly. Allegedly. So we don't know, Chris.
At one point, I know Cable smoked weed. Anyway,
at one point in Washington where it's legal,
allegedly.
Anyway, I live in Washington where it's legal, and I smoke it. If I were to do it in a different state, it technically would be illegal. Now, if no one arrests me for it, but there's a video of me smoking weed, and it gets put online, and I happen to have been in a state where it was illegal at the time, but I'm currently in a state where it is legal because I flew back or whatever. Guess what? There is no crime to charge anyone with because statute of limitations is gone. It's one of those things this is one of those situations where statute of limitations is gone the second no one is around to see it and witness it, and there's no one around to actually charge you with the crime before it is over, okay, and they all put their clothes back on and get out of the center room floor. then it's not so much that a crime wasn't committed. It's just they cannot charge you with a crime anymore because they didn't catch you in the act in the moment.
But then again, there's the thing. It's like it's weird because they technically can, but if there's like video, for example, go back to the whole streaking video. Okay. If it is brought, they can be used as evidence as they're trying to charge you with something.
Depends on what they're trying to charge you with.
Fair.
Now,
but you see what I'm getting at.
I
mean, man, oh my god, like,
I like how Google's next option and question is: Are see-through pants illegal?
Oh my god,
it's illegal.
Are we going down this dark?
No, we're not going.
No, we're not.
No,
we're not.
No, we're not. It was just Google suggestion.
I don't need more reasons to have my hope in humanity crushed. I don't need more reasons for that.
I was talking to my best friend earlier this week, and I'm like, when I am the responsible adult of the group, there's a fucking problem.
The thing is
because I'm all about mayhem. Like, it's, I am definitely chaotic as far as alignment goes.
Neutral.
But, like, man, it just, like, I think can we move on from the,
I agree.
They don't want
we can move on.
I'm going to get started on a whole thing that's going to turn around to the whole, hey, look, you know there's two people in this picture. You know the picture I'm talking about? Get me started on that one again. All right?
We can move on from the gay butt sex. We can move on from the gay butt sex.
How about from sodomy to Southwest?
Sodomy to Southwest. That's the go.
Let's talk about Southwest, the fact that they're giving fat people extra seats now.
Listen, hold on. To play on me from sodomy to Southwest. Listen, I would say that would have been a perfect title, but I'm like, we've already got dinged once by YouTube, and I don't think we need to start that shit again.
No, we don't.
Sodomy to Southwest. I might just use that.
We'll put that in the pool of names. We'll pick out of a hat. But as far as like Southwest giving fat people free seats, I have decided I'm not going to waste my time being angry about it. I'm simply going to buy myself a fat suit and just take advantage of the system, bro. Like, just
no, you know what I'm gonna do next time I fly? I don't like flying, but next time I fly, I will do this. I will get the 2 seats. It's like, why do you need a second seat? For my Titanic balls.
For my Titanic
bro, like, actually, bro, like, I have elephantitis in my nutsack, so, like, I kind of need to, like, spread my legs out a bit, so I need 2 seats.
Man.
Just
look, man, I think it'd be pretty hilarious to just go into Southwest and just be like, technically I'm obese, so you gotta give me a free ticket. Technically, if you look at the BMI, I'm supposed to be at 200, I am 250, so give me a free ticket.
You know what? That pisses me off.
Doesn't piss me off. I'll just wear a fat suit. Fuck it.
I was in a full leg immobilizer because I just had a procedure done on my knee and had to fly.
Oh yeah.
And they went and like, so I was like, so they got the seats like all the way up at the front.
Mm-hmm.
They had the more leg room for people like that. Nah, they wouldn't put me in one of those.
No, of course not.
They stuck me in the very back to where I'm sitting with my leg out on the thing, and they're bringing the cart through, and they look at me, and I'm like, pick it up. I can't take this off.
Oh my gosh! When I went grocery shopping with my grandmother once, God rest her soul, she could not. She is obviously someone who cannot walk for very long. She's always had a little cane or a little thing. But whenever we go to a grocery store, or we went that day, obviously we want to get her one of the electric scooters. Of course, we couldn't find one, but then, lo and behold, I looked like 2 grocery shelves down, and I just see this fat, obese person taking it up, and I'm like, my grandmother needs that. You should just learn how to walk, you fucking fatty.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. That's why I'm like, bro, I'm just gonna wear a fat suit. Fuck it.
Hey, Chris, here's one that might be. Actually, no, the statute. It's been over. It's been almost 20 years. We'll be all right. Do you remember?
Yeah, you'll be all right, I think.
I remember it was me and another one of our friends were in wheelchairs because like injuries at that point, and when we got kicked out of Walmart for wheelchair jousting.
Yeah, because I remember I was the one pushing your chair.
Yeah, like fucking idiot bullshit.
Man, like I remember that, and then they're like, because the first thing they thought is that we were using their wheelchairs, and I'm like, yes,
Nah,
because your
well,
wheelchair has spinners on it. We grew up in Chicago or Chicago area. It was
funny.
this was early 2000s. Okay, every white boy had a "I'm so hood" phase. Okay, I don't want to hear it. Like
I got
already
spinning rims.
myself enough for that phase.
Whether
okay?
it's because you lived too close to Chicago, or you were just a big enough fan of John Cena, or anyway.
To be fair,
yeah,
my hood phase never went away just because I grew up in the Mexican ghetto. I technically still got it in me. I just
it
put it away.
It never leaves.
It never leaves. I just suppress it.
Yeah.
Man, where I live, I am trying my hardest not to convert to like, what's the word I want to use? The banjo.
Oh.
For where I'm at now, man, I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like, to be fair, like perfect example. All right, my buddy knocked, and I hope he watches this because yeah, I'm not going to say your name, but this is you've made it into my act. When you got a vehicle that is less than 4 years old, but yet your side mirrors are held on by coat hangers, tinfoil, and duct tape because you can't quit hitting shit. You know what I mean?
You probably need to lose your license.
And you said it's a she, right?
It's a he. And he's in there and he's like,
is he Asian?
No.
Oh, damn.
He's a white boy. He's a white boy like me.
Okay.
And I'm like, and he's like, and he's like, his exact words, that's redneck fabulous. I'm like, no, that is called ghetto.
That's ghetto as fuck, bro.
That is not cool, man. I'm like, you fucked up a truck. Like it's like a $98,000 truck. Because you like to go mudding and don't pay attention that there's fucking branches that will take your mirrors off.
Yeah.
I tell you what.
Yeah, I tell you what. No, it's not what, it's what.
I know I said what.
Okay, I did hear it. I tell you what. I tell you what.
Tell you what, those branches sure told your mirror what. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's almost as bad as the parked cars jump out at me. Like, oh my god, man! And I'm like, I just want to know how you got the license. Anyways, enough dunking on where I live now. That is going to remain not said.
Good. As far as like issues that have happened throughout this week, you cannot talk about issues that have gone on this week without talking about without talking about the fact that Trump is off the ballot in Colorado. Colorado.
For now, as of the date of this recording, because it is being appealed.
He's not technically off the ballot yet. It's not even being appealed yet. It can't even be appealed until the judgment is put in. What happened was the judgment was stayed. But that's kind of meaningless to say. To say a judgment is stayed, especially this time of the year. Holidays, people are doing shit, even believe it or not, even Satan celebrates Christmas somehow, but
no, they don't.
All our politicians, but they kind of postponed it to January 4th, which is basically just a way of saying, yeah, we're just taking a couple weeks off for the holiday season, and then once we come back, we'll put it through real quick. And plus, there's a lot of time that goes into getting things notarized like that, especially something that is unprecedented as that is, because it's only happened one other time.
My thing with that is like it would be different if there were if it was like they were using actual criminal charges.
But they're not.
But I can't remember what the cause, the actual cause number, or whatever it is. But it's basically they're saying because
it's due to the 14th Amendment. It's part of the 14th Amendment.
Yeah, I'm doing finger quotes. I know you all can't see my screen right now, but I'm doing finger quotes. The insurrection that they're saying that they're using that has been debunked as not an insurrection. That they are saying like that just because that alone is enough to prevent him from being on the ballot. And I'm like, well, if that, and I made somebody snap at this point, whether it's right or wrong. I just want to see if you can see where I'm putting together. They're like, so accusations can get somebody kicked off a ballot. And this person I was arguing with said yes. I'm like, okay, cool. So then Joe Biden shouldn't be able to be on the ballot.
Joe Biden shouldn't be on the ballot. Who else is
Gavin Newsom shouldn't be on the ballot because I know he's got some allegations. Wait.
Is Gavin Newsom running on the left on Democratic?
Okay, let me rephrase this.
Everyone's thinking he's going to. Like, that's the theory I've been hearing around.
I saw him fuck up a state, and you think I'm gonna sit by and watch him fuck up a country? Holy shit!
Ren, listen. I know you are from California. Okay, I am as well.
Yeah.
In spite of Gavin Newsom's horrible policies and in spite of destroying San Francisco, the man was able to charm his way into being the governor of California.
But he's just like...
I don't think that him destroying the state of California is going to change anyone's mind about whether or not he is qualified to run for president. They didn't change their mind about him being qualified to run for governor after ruining one of our, most populated cities. I don't see it. So, Gavin Newsom is very. He's not. His policies suck, but everybody just loves him because he's very charming. And I've heard multiple people say that. So,
my ass was more charming than him.
I mean, they both talk shit, so
yeah.
Boom, boom, kiss.
There you go. Cable wins the call. Anyway. Man. Well, here's the thing too: is there's been more developments on that. It's no longer just Colorado. California is trying to remove him from the ballot, and on top of that, Vivek Ramaswamy came out and was like, if Trump is removed, I will back out. I will remove myself from the Colorado ballot. A lot of GOP members in Colorado are saying they will, remove them. Like, they're not going to allow this. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want this to be the case. There are a lot of GOP members in and around this whole situation that are pissed off. And amongst all of them, somehow... there's one man that's like, no, I'm not going to back off from the ballot. Yeah, I'll get overturned in a court decision. I don't need to remove myself from the ballot. I'm just going to come here and get the delegates and win the election, and that's the name of the game. And that one man is Ron DeSantis. And
DeSantis. I like that.
Dude, I'm using that. That's a good one.
That's a good one. I'm going to tell my coworker that.
and that's that yeah. So he literally just disqualified himself in the view of a lot of Republican voters, bro, and for good reason. But like I said, I think this is between this and the movie Civil War that they're coming out with, that's trying to like predictive programming the American people to try to be afraid of some sort of civil war. It's
almost like one might actually be coming.
Right. You're not wrong. And they're saying, and the thing is like in the movie, if you look at the trailer, it's like journalists are the ones that end up like causing it because of all the stories that get broken. And it's like, gee, kind of sounds like real life, not a movie. Just
right?
Hallelujah.
I mean, is it a documentary or
it's a fictional?
I'm aware it's fictional.
You're saying it's a joke. I can't.
Yeah. You gotta understand, Red. When I make like comments like that it's like that. No, it's like he obviously knows it's bullshit. It's probably joke or satire because
it just went over my head. I'm just an idiot.
But nah, man, you're good. It's been a little chaotic. I get it. It's the holidays. But
we still have a story about a story about shaving Santa from New Jersey.
Shaving Santa? Wait, what?
Shaven? I say shaven as in he's shaved. Santa as in he's fat from New Jersey. Good old Droopy Dog from New Jersey.
Oh man. Well, speaking of judges affirming decisions about the presidential election. Sorry, the word escaped me for a moment. Judge affirms decision to keep Chris Christie off of the Maine presidential primary ballot. Maine, as in the state.
Yep.
So, not to, I'm going to kind of like, I just sent you the article to go ahead and post in the description, because it's a pretty big one. But the part I want to read here is the campaign also said municipal registrars in several communities had misapplied state statute by not verifying signatures that were submitted from residents in other towns. Secretary of State Shiana Bellows, I think that's how you pronounce her name. If I'm butchering her name, I apologize. I'm dyslexic. Ruled that Christie's campaign fell short of the 2,000 signatures needed to get on the ballot. While Christie asked the court to issue new guidance to registrars so that previously excluded signatures could be counted.
Oh my God.
Does anybody else read this might be before your time? Christie, does not just hear that make you remember a thing? I demand a recount.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely before my time, or at least I remember it, at least.
Does anybody even here's where I'm at with this? Does anybody even really want Chris Christie to be anywhere near presidency? Like, even Republicans are like, I don't even like Chris Christie. Like, the Republican voter, when he was sitting there calling Donald Trump Donald Duck, I literally saw someone post, I can't remember who it was, but it was Porky Pig roasts Donald Duck, and I was just like, bro, I loved it, bro. It was just, I mean, the guy looks literally has like jowls, like droopy. Like, he just looks like, I'm happy.
Oh man,
like,
I was watching,
bro.
I was watching a Trump talk, and there's one where someone in the crowd literally yelled out, called Chris Christie a fat pig, and Trump's like, hey, don't call him that. Like, we can't be calling him a fat pig because we can't use the word fat, and everyone lost it. I'm like, damn, all this shit Christie talked about Trump, that right there just shut him down. Like, go home, Porky, you've been roasted. Like, man, and I'm like, dude,
go home and put yourself on a plate is what you need to do.
And dude, like, honestly, like, Chris Christie is going the same way when back in the 2016 election when I was dunking on Hillary, because the thing is, Trump, they would ask him a question in the debates. They would ask him a question. Trump would give an answer. They go to Hillary for a rebuttal, and she goes, he's a racist. That's cool. Answer the question. And it's like you can't answer a fucking, and it's like a lot of the the GOP debate has been a shit show because they just keep going at each other. But I see the number one thing is it's Christie getting shut down left and right.
All I'm going to say about the GOP debates is that, like, literally the best one ever was when, like, there was still 7 of them left, and they just they went so ham on each other that the moderators just finally, like, threw up their hands and went all like Will Ferrell, Alex Trebek, like SNL Celebrity Jeopardy skit. Like, you know what? I give up. Final Jeopardy. Just write your fucking name. Like, just write. It literally felt like that's where they were at, the moderators.
I mean, it's like, it's so bad. It's either Chris Christie is, it's either he's, going at Trump, talking shit, or he's simping for Nikki Haley. Which, I mean, the last debate, I will say this, Vivek, I hope that's how you say his name.
Vivek, yeah.
Vivek, okay. He was killing me, where he's like, name 3 providences. Just, that's all he had to say. Name 3. You can't do it. And then, so when he's going at Nikki Haley, and then Christie pops in, like, basically simping, and he goes, I bet you can't even name 3. And then, like, he just sat there and just started turning, like, more and more pink, because he's like, got him. Can't do it.
He was turning as pink as his, inner self.
And the funny part is, you look at DeSantis during that, he's just like, I'm staying out of this one.
Because I don't know 3 provinces in fucking Ukraine either. But,
yeah, right, and it's like, you know, and then like, dude, what are they? The fucking referees.
The moderators, yeah.
Yeah, the moderators, thank you. Were even sitting there, and then it's like they even were throwing shade at Chris Christie, because they're just like, you know, you have, even in your own state, you have the lowest in the poll numbers.
Yep.
Like, but you say you're going to win this. What is your reasoning? Donald Trump, bacon.
Yep.
You know, and I'm like, man, it's fucking great. And then now he's like, and now because he can't get enough signatures, like, I bet he's losing his fucking shit, man. And you know what? I'm like, you know what? We need, this is when we start thinning the herd. Like, you know what I mean? And like, it's like, all right, cool. It's just like, you are the weakest link. There you go. You're not running anymore.
I think someone just needs to shave his back and make bacon. I think that's what needs to happen.
Man, there's been a couple times when he's out there trying to go like hard, and like he's like, I'm like, yo, you better calm down, man, before you have like a fucking like grabber.
Like you like settle down, kid, before you blow your pacemaker. Like fuck.
And man, like, and I will say this, that wasn't a fat joke. That was literally like he's just out there sweating with the dark circles under his eyes. Did not look healthy, and he's up there just turning more and more red. I'm like, dude, your heart is about to go union and take a break.
He literally looked like he had the meat sweats going on during that whole fucking debates. In all of them, bro.
Right. I'm like, man, and then you got, you know, it's just like, holy shit. I mean, all I'm saying is, people, like, you know, Christmas is, as of the time of this recording, in 3 days.
Yes.
And then, you know, New Year's is coming up here. And I'm like, you know, you all think, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, I thought 2020 was crazy. And then 2021, 2022 proved me wrong. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be a doozy.
Yeah, 2024 is going to be a doozy. I honestly think that there's a lot. If I have one recommendation as sort of like a final thoughts for the show and also just for the season and for the year.
That's show of the year.
Oh yeah, that's right, because we're not going to be recording it. The next time we do an episode will be in the new year yet, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
well,
my advice, call whatever family you have. Okay, I don't care if you hate them, if they hate you, whatever. I don't care. Just whatever family, whatever friends you have, just you can wish them whatever you want. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate. But just make sure if it's all possible, give them a hug and tell them you love them, because this is going to be a very, very tumultuous year. This is going to be the kind of year that people thought 2020 was. The kind of year people thought 2016 was, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2021. Whatever year you thought was going, that particular year was going to be before we got into it, 2024, I promise you it is going to be. And it's not that I want it to be. I'm not telling you this because I want it to be. I am telling you this because look at where we're at.
Yeah.
Delta Airlines flying people, literally trucking people in across the border and then flying them via Delta Airlines to wherever the fuck they want to go. You know, we've got the Republican Party is just such a mess, and the Democrats are doing everything. They're eating themselves, but at the same time, they are doing everything they can to stay in power so that they can just kind of get rid of elections. I feel like if a Democrat wins this election that coming up next year, I feel like there's not going to be any elections. I feel like this is going to be the last one. Let me rephrase this. There won't be elections anymore in the way that we know them. The elections will be like, okay, we've got the guy that we want to be president, By we, I mean the establishment. And then there's the guy that we put against him to make it seem like he had an opponent. And then I think that's going to be what our elections are going to look like from here on out if a Democrat wins this year. And when you look at the way we are, the direction we're going, the things these people are up to, I mean, it's really not all that far off from the truth. Like, it's no longer conspiracy theory; it's just conspiracy at this point. So, I mean, people are coming for more and more people are coming forward every day with shit about like this.
Oh man, sorry, I just realized when I turned the brightness on, because I got one of those blue screens.
Yeah.
Or my other monitor, and like when I shut that off, like to turn the monitor off, I noticed how you will see it, like how much darker my room gets.
But on that note, is there anything you guys would like to say on that?
Yeah, I got something.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So again, like I said, we're Christmas is in a few days. We are in the tail end of the holiday season. But with the weather changing into more though, like this time of year, like not only just the holidays, but the weather, depression and the loneliness really sets in hard.
Yep.
And like I mean, we all get the holiday or winter blues. But I do want to say, if you are feeling that, like, if you are thinking of self harm, please reach out to somebody, because it's not worth it.
No.
You know what I mean? If you're feeling that down, if you're feeling, I mean, even if you're just like, I'm not necessarily thinking self harm, but you're just having a bad day. I mean, reach out to somebody, and talk to, play a game, because like I tell everybody, call me at any time if you need, excuse me, to talk. It's like I personally, because I've had a couple over the last couple of years, I've had a couple tragedies happen around this time. So yeah, it even weighs on me. But it's one of those, like, just reach out to somebody, man. Like, it doesn't have to be a therapist.
No.
It can be anybody. I'll tell you, some of the best therapy I ever got in my life was from literally sitting on a bench waiting for a bus, talking to some random stranger at the VA. You know what I mean? It's one of those, like, just reach out for help. Also, if you have a friend or family member, you see them struggling, man, it takes 5 minutes to reach out to them and, just check on them. You know what I mean? Buddy check is what we called it in the military.
Yep.
But I just want to say, I think I speak for, everybody else here. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas for sure. And Happy New Year.
I celebrate Christmas. I know a lot of people don't. There's Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, and then I can't remember all the other.
There's all kinds of holidays.
Happy the coming of Xenu from the Scientology.
Oh God.
Yeah, we don't talk about Scientology here unless we're shitting on it.
For those of you that celebrate Christmas, from us to you, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, Happy Holidays.
And
we'll see you all in 2024.
Wait, I gotta mention something. I do want to mention that please do look at the YouTube channel. Please look us up on Spotify. Please go and watch those videos and past videos. We've been working really hard on them. And yes, a Merry Christmas, because we're going to be taking, I think we're going to take a week holiday break. And so the next time we come back here, it will be the new year. And it is going to be, we are in difficult times. So please do share those fond memories and moments with family and friends amongst them.
Yeah, we've been doing this long enough for a shameless plug, yeah.
But
not necessarily plug. I mean, like, hey, if you all are watching this, drop a like, drop a comment. I mean, we would love to hear. I mean, I know personally, I would love to hear from the crowd. You know, I mean, you can
I
be like,
would.
you know,
Yeah.
that bearded asshole who's always wearing a backwards hat. You know, just keeps all he does is talk shit. I mean, go ahead if that's your comment, man. Like, go for it.
Like I said, I make the joke all the time, and it's for good reason. Like, hey, maybe you want to just tell us to fuck off and we're assholes. It's cool. Just whatever.
Yeah.
But on that note, wait, did you have something to say? Sorry.
I was just gonna say, just like I said, just if there's someone that you care about this year at all, just tell them you love them, because man, it's gonna be a doozy. It's gonna be a whopper.
2024 is going to be one hell of a year. So, good night.
Man, I dug out my body armor, my helmet. Man, I'm ready.
My shotgun, my Spaz 12.
I wouldn't take it that far yet, but anyways, please have yourself a silent and holy night.
Good night.
Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Good night. Good luck. God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. This has been the RKiCPodcast. If you liked it, please, by all means, give it a like. If you didn't, tell us to fuck off. That's cool, too. You can find us on social media at Rin. Where can they find you?
They can find me at Rin Prime on Twitter.
Cable, where can they find you?
You can find me at ThatCableGuy613 on X.
You can find me at R.K.i.C on X. You can find the podcast as well at RKiCPodcast on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. And that being said, we genuinely hope you enjoyed it, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you very much for stopping by.